Welcome back to part 2 of If the Zodiacs Were Monsters. We wrap this series up today with the last 6 signs of the zodiac, and I'm not going to stuff around at all. We'll just get straight into it. Hopefully you enjoy this, and we shall wrap up the series right now. Enjoy. Okay, so Libra is next, and Libra's symbol is the scales. The element is air, the ruling planet is Venus, and the colour is either aqua or pink. I decided to go with aqua for this one because I don't like pink. So, and I know that I shouldn't be like that because this is the star signs, but if there was a choice between choosing aqua or pink, I'm going to go with aqua. Anyway, Libra people are loving and very romantic, and they have a fascination with romance. They're honest and fair. They've got to have harmony, or it just, you know, drives them crazy. They believe in equality. They have a great sense of right and wrong. They're charming and naturally kind. And they look at both sides to like a story or an argument, which makes them really good mediators. With this picture, I decided to, as I said, I went with aqua instead of pink because I think aqua is actually the main color anyway. Don't hold me to that, but every time I looked on a site, it was mainly aqua I saw over the pink. So definitely let me know if that is wrong. But I don't know, I was feeling, with this one, I was just feeling very alien type monster, and I started drawing this one and sort of just went with, I don't know why I decided to go with an alien looking monster. It just felt right. And I wanted to put I wanted to sort of have the scales on both sides of the horns, so it's giving off like a, you know, he's determining the weight of, you know, either side, like he is the actual scales himself. Like he's the one that determines, you know, what the weight is in either of the little dishes. And I fill the dishes with blood. Shock horror. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've really got to say about Libra and this particular picture. So yeah, that is my Libra picture right there. It's just an alien monster that is the actual weights and the actual scales himself. Next up is Scorpio, and Scorpio is quite an interesting star sign. It is actually the death one and the underworld's sign, which is quite funny. The symbol is a scorpion, the element is water, the ruling planet is Pluto, And the colors are either black, which is the main color, or maroon. So, yeah, Scorpios are quite at home in dark places because Scorpios they're associated with the underworld, and they're very passionate and they're very volatile when expressing their passion. They love asking questions and getting the answers that they need. They're intense, emotional, and they've got tense emotional energy, very intense, and they like to know the deep down, workings of a person instead of all the surface, crap that, a lot of people can, put on. They're very aware of their surroundings. Now, they're capable of surviving in, dark and uncomfortable places or situations. And they like to transform and recreate themselves a number of times throughout their life. Now, they're very self-defensive as well, so don't back a Scorpio into a corner because you'll come out second best. And they're very strong and independent. Now, this is actually quite funny because my partner is a Scorpio and he is a textbook Scorpio. He is all of these traits. And the amusing thing about this is the fact that as myself, I'm an Aquarius and he's a Scorpio. We actually really shouldn't be together because we set each other off, and because we're both strong and independent people, we do butt heads a fair bit and we do fight a fair bit. So ideally we're not actually meant to be together as the star signs suggest, but they do say that we do work if we work at it. But hey, me and him have been together over 6 years now, so obviously we have our moments, but we do work. We do complement each other in ways. Yeah, he's very like me in the independence and strong-willed way. So we tend to just butt heads a fair bit. But the picture was interesting. I decided to do her hair as scorpion tails, and she's stabbing herself with the scorpion tails. And I thought that was cool. Actually, this is one of my favourite ones in this second series. And she's a hideous woman. She's one scary woman. So yeah, that's my betrayal right there of Scorpio. Next we have Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius's symbol is the archer. The element is fire. The ruling planet is Jupiter, and their color is purple. Now, Sagittarius people hunt for the best, biggest, and craziest life experiences. They're positive and outgoing, and they love to explore the world. And they spend their whole lives exploring to find inspiration in life. They're restless, so they love to travel a lot. They love new adventures, always surrounded by people, especially their family. They feel very free, very, very free spirits. So they get very, very protective over their independence. So don't smother a Sagittarius. Now, I sort of didn't know what to do with this one, but because when I did some further research, I saw that the centaur was the symbol of a Sagittarius, so that's a half man, half horse. So I decided to do a horse head, like a demon, zombie, horse head, and yeah, like his skin is peeling from his nose back, and it's just sort of melting off his face. And this is actually one of my favorites as well. Like I I love this particular one. It's just a shame that I did film a little bit of it off the screen a bit, which I did with a fair bit of these ones, which I don't know why. I usually were trying to monitor the screen, but sometimes I just got a bit carried away and then didn't know where I was positioning the pictures. So yeah, no, this was one of my favorites. The biggest problem I had with this one was I thought it was just too much with the purple. Like I felt as though the purple overshadowed the horse head, and then I went in at the end to sort of try and separate the horse head from the background with a white marker, but it sort of didn't work. You know, it's still a good picture. Like I still do really like this picture. It's just I just realize there's a lot going on, and I think the biggest mistake that I do with these zodiac sets is the background like lightning sort of bits that I've put in. Like in this one, it's like that real harsh, it's like real dark purple. I kind of wish that I didn't do that, because I sort of feel as though it sort of takes away from the main picture. And yeah, as I finished my last one in this set, I realized I sort of really didn't like it, because as you'll see as I get up, I don't do it for one of them, and I actually really like it a lot better than including that sort of lightning fire swirl that I do in the background. But hey, I've learned it. I didn't learn till right to the end, but you know, sometimes it's just what happens, and you know, that's art for you, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. So that's my Sagittarius right there. As you can see, I put the arrow through the head too for the archer symbol. Next up is Capricorn. Now, Capricorn's symbol is the mountain goat. The element is Earth. The ruling planet is Saturn, and their color is a combination of grey and brown. Now, Capricorns are hardworking and have a constant need to ladder climb, especially in a corporate situation and a job situation. They achieve this by having a lot of discipline. So they're a very disciplined sign. They're strategic when aiming for their goals. They are stable and serious. They can be pessimistic sometimes. So, you know, people who are Capricornians need to positively reassure themselves with empowering techniques to stop themselves, you know, from being all doom and gloom. They have to let go. They've got to learn to let go of certain things in their life. And they've got to realize that that's okay. That's okay to let things go that, you know, don't serve them anymore. But overall, they are a very down-to-earth person. Now, this picture, I didn't really know what to do with this one, so I ended up just doing a goat with big monster teeth and the big monster eye, and yeah, just sort of really kept it to the actual symbol itself. But I did screw up the nose, and I hide the nose yeah, with some dark colours, because I don't know what I was thinking, but I just got a little bit excited with the multi-liner and just screwed the nose up, and I was a bit pissed off with that. But yeah, like I said, I end up going in with a darker colour and just hiding it, because it's just, oh yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, like this is another one of my favorites. Like, I do have a lot of favorites in this second part, and I do like this goat once it's finished. It's quite funny, and I like the expression on his face, like he is snarling, like he's very angry and wants to kill somebody pretty much. But yeah, that is my Capricorn. Next up is my star sign, Aquarius. Now, Aquarius's symbol is the water bearer. The element is air. The ruling planet is Uranus, and the color is blue. Now, as an Aquarius person, such as myself, we care deeply for the community and mankind. So we are humanitarians. We are ruled by our heads and, over our hearts, which is very true. We have a very good imagination and we need ideas to inspire us in our everyday lives. We're very weird and eccentric, which is so true, which makes us good artists in all artistic situations, not only just drawing, like we're talking anything to do with art, acting, anything that involves making things and being artistic pretty much. We have restless energy and need to find calming things, and that's so true because I am extremely restless. I've never had a good night's sleep, and I'm very fidgety. We have a need for the truth, which is very true. We're independent and we need our alone time. We hold grudges and never truly forgive or forget. And we try and seek out friends that are very similar to us because, I find that very true because it takes a special kind of person to hang out with me and understand me. And, a lot of people in the past, a lot of my friends have just gone, oh my god, you're weird. I'm like, yeah, I know. I've had a lot of people who didn't really want to hang out with me because I'm a different kind of person. We are very shy. Like, we can be extroverted, but we like to be shy as well. It depends on the situation as well. We have a fear of becoming vulnerable, and we are very picky when it comes to relationships. We have a strong bond with our family, and we seek intellectual people. And that's it. Like, I'm a textbook Aquarius. Like, I am all of that and more. The only thing that doesn't mention, which is actually mentioned in the next sign, is but I think that's just a trait to myself, is I've got a lot of empathy, and I can be around people and feel exactly what their emotions are, which I hate. I hate that type of thing about myself. If someone's feeling upset, and even if they don't show it, I can actually feel that there's something wrong with somebody by their vibe and by just being near them. And yeah, it's a sort of a taxing quality to have, really. But yes, to the picture now. This picture, this is my favorite, and coincidentally it happens to be my star sign. But I really love the way I did this picture. I just had to do this water monster, maiden type woman who's crying blood from her eyes because she's so angry. And I did screw this picture up. This is the one I was telling you about where I didn't include the lightning parts in the background, because as you see, when I start to do it now, it is hideous. It takes away, it's just too much. It's just too much, and I end up just getting rid of it. And this is when I realized that I really shouldn't have done that in the background of any of them. Yeah, it was just too much. And when I sort of stepped back and looked at this one, I just realized that the element of the monster alone was enough in the picture. So like I said, lesson learned. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite of the whole set. Like, the first part and the second part, I just love my own star sign picture. So yeah, that's it. That's my Aquarius monster right there. Now, to wrap up the series is Pisces. Now, Pisces symbol is the fish, the element is water, the ruling planet is Neptune, and the colour is a light green. Now, a Pisces is a very emotional being. These are very empathy people. You know, they feel, this is what I was talking about before, they feel a person's energy and they feel their feelings. And this is a very strong trait in a Pisces. Now, they thrive on fantasy and are incredibly artistic and creative people. They're kind and very compassionate and very understanding, which makes them very flexible people. They're easygoing and they like their problems to just sort themselves out. Just, you know, just be over there and sort yourself out, pretty much. They don't like to, they just don't like to work out their problems. They don't want that, you know, vibe around them, pretty much. And that's part of the empath, you know, side of things. And, you know, their surroundings determine their mood. So that, you know, depends on the weather, the place that they're in, their environment. That really does affect their moods. And they seek out, you know, like a safe haven. So that's where they're most content. They're highly intuitive, which is, once again, comes back to the empath trait. Yeah, sensing out, you know, certain situations. And their career is usually what they're most passionate about. They don't, you know, second guess or settle for second best with their career. They go for what they're passionate about. And they're very, they don't jump into a serious relationship straight away. They're very slow and they like to, you know, take their time. So this picture, I love this fish. Like, I want to turn this one into a character at some stage, but I love this fish. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. I decided to go with like a grey and a pink theme. I don't know why, I'm just feeling it. And he's blushing. He's like I put the pink under the cheeks because Pisces is an empath. And then I put blood on the face and the hands. It's like he's mauled something, he's killed something, and then he feels regret and feels sad that he's done that. So that was my story behind, because he's got like a sad look in his eyes, like he's just got a whole heap of regret. Like, why did I do that? I feel sad now. So yeah, I thought that tied in pretty good with the empath sort of element in the Pisces. So yes, that is my final star sign illustration, and that is the Pisces. So I hope that you enjoyed this series. I know I learned a lot about star signs and, you know, like my star sign, other star signs, and it's just so interesting to really see that planets in our star signs really do dominate, you know, our lives. They really do mold who we are. And I had so much fun. I had so much fun making this. And like, I'm going to try and think of, you know, other series that I can do that is like this, because I really enjoyed this. So yeah, I'd love to hear how you fared with this series, with the information that that I've given you. I want to know if you are a textbook, your typical sign, like, are you a textbook, you know, whatever. I'd like to hear your opinions on this. And yeah, it's just been so fun to do this series. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.